We have a brand new version of Gwent coming out in 2025, but it's not quite what many of you might be expecting that are fans of Gwent the Witcher card game, because this is Gwent the Legendary card game, which is quite a fitting name because this is a version of Gwent in a box. It's a physical Gwent game which you can play with a friend, and it's completely and utterly based on The Witcher 3. So it's going to be something great for collectors, great for people that want that little bit of nostalgia of Gwent from The Witcher 3, but it's not going to be aimed at people looking for a super in-depth, complex, competitive Gwent game. Gwent in The Witcher 3 is fundamentally designed as a single player experience. You play it against the computer. There are many things within Gwent, the single player version, which make it wildly unbalanced for competitive multiplayer play, which is exactly why Gwent the Witcher card game, the standalone version of Gwent, is so vastly different. So this is going to be something which is great for collectors, great for people looking to have that little bit of nostalgia and have these physical Gwent cards with their beautiful art in their collection. But it's not going to be great for those people that love Gwent the Witcher card game and are looking for a physical version of the standalone, right? It's going to be really, really interesting to see how it plays out, because obviously every single time we've played Gwent in The Witcher 3, you play against the computer, but suddenly you're going to be playing against someone else that's also got 100 spies. And I'm going to be really interested to see how it plays out. And who knows, maybe there does become some kind of competitive circuit from the fans, but I sincerely doubt it. So, what on earth is Gwent the Legendary card game? It's going to be based on The Witcher 3. You can see it's a 2-player game, and it's going to come in this beautiful box with art and style and theme very similar to Gwent the Witcher card game. So there is already a physical version of Gwent that some people have. I never got my hands on it, so I don't think it was mass produced. And with the previous version of physical Gwent, you got 2 factions. The cards were not standard TCG size, which means they don't fit in your standard sleeves and things like that you're going to have from other card games. There was not a complete set of cards. There was no board, but it was nice to have in your collection. But this version has 5 factions, and that's going to include Skellige, which was released with Heart of Stone DLC. You have standard TCG size cards, which for me is a huge plus. I have a ton of card sleeves from my fun playing Disney Lorcana, and therefore all these card sleeves are just going to be great to protect my Gwent the Legendary card game cards. As soon as I get that out, I'm going to be sleeving them up. You also get a board, which I think is a really, really awesome addition as well. What else? It's not a trading card game. Do you have to keep buying packs? No. You buy the box and you get everything in at once. Interestingly, though, there is a booster pack that you get, I would assume, within the box, because it says the free booster pack. I very much doubt you're going to buy the box and then someone at the store is going to give you the booster pack. Much rather this booster pack is just going to be included within the box. So that is going to be so exciting for me, just to have that experience of opening a single Gwent pack. Something I've been wanting to do forever, and we will have that opportunity, but it's guaranteed 5 cards in there, which is going to be the Ballad of Heroes DLC. If you're wondering what the Ballad of Heroes DLC is, it was simply a reskin of cards to have alternative artwork for very popular cards like Geralt of Rivia, for example. So within here, you're just going to be getting those 5 cards. But that's still cool that you get this experience of opening a physical Gwent pack. Will this game be translated? It's going to be in all of these languages, as you can see, and possibly more languages in the future. And will it be available in your country? Final list of country is going to be shared close to the launch date. US and UK are so far confirmed. And can you pre-order? Not yet, but you can sign up to the newsletter for No Loading Games, and then you will be able to pre-order. And how will it be adapted for tabletop? This is a big one. Here's a preview of what's to come. It will have multiple play modes: initiation, regular, and advanced. So it's going to be easier for beginners, but offer a challenge to seasoned players. So I'm very, very interested to see exactly what these different modes are going to be looking like. That is really, really fascinating. Of course, when you just play Gwent in The Witcher 3, you have different difficulties, but it doesn't actually change a whole bunch. So it's going to be really interesting that maybe, for example, on the advanced mode, maybe certain cards might be banned, for example, or like there might be deck building restrictions, because that could help in achieving a more competitive version of Gwent the Legendary card game. If you can just put 100 spies in your deck, the games are going to get pretty boring pretty quickly, but perhaps on the advanced rules, with the fact that this is now going to be a multiplayer version of a game which was designed to be a single player experience, perhaps there is the opportunity to balance the game and make it a more competitive experience through an advanced rule set. That's something I'm certainly interested in. And even if that's not the case, I think as a fan, I might just try and create my own version of that to see if we can actually have a competitive version of Gwent from The Witcher 3. But yeah, that's all of the frequently asked questions. There are a couple of PR releases though. This is No Loading Games. Experience the Witcher universe in an entirely new way with Gwent the Legendary card game. Inspired by the iconic minigame from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, this official physical edition brings the strategic faction-based card game to your tabletop. Gwent challenges players to engage in a high-stakes battle of wit, power and tactics, pitting factions like the Northern Realms, Scoia'tael, Monsters, Skellige and Nilfgaard against each other. With an easy-to-learn yet hard-to-master rule set, Gwent is accessible for beginners but offers deep strategy for veterans, allowing players to create and adapt decks to outsmart their opponents. How about a round of Gwent? And yeah, the Ballad of the Booster Pack. And subscribe to our newsletter and secure your coupon code for the Ballad Booster Pack. So maybe you're not actually getting this within the box, and maybe you actually have to sign up for the newsletter. So I'm going to obviously leave a link in the description so you can go ahead and do that. As you can see, I've already done it. And then this is a press release from Hatchet Board Games UK, who are also publishing the game alongside No Loading Games. So Gwent is coming to physical tabletops after 10 years in the making. Hatchet Board Games has partnered with No Loading Games to bring the game to the US and UK. So US and UK confirmed, but obviously as we saw in the frequently asked questions, the game's going to be available in a whole bunch of other languages, and therefore you can expect it to be released in all of these countries at the very least. It forms part of a new partnership between Hatchet Board Games and a brand new publisher, No Loading Games, whose focus is on bringing the biggest entertainment brands to tabletops. They will be collaborating to bring several other high-profile licenses to gamers, including Asterix, I have no idea what that is, in early 2025. Gwent, which started life as a card game within The Witcher 3, has been one of the most popular spin-offs from a video game of all time. The Witcher 3 sold over 50 million copies, making it the 9th most popular video game of all time. Gwent became so popular it spawned spin-off titles such as The Witcher Thronebreaker, as well as the hugely popular app simply titled Gwent, which has reached over 5 million players on Android alone. However, until now, there has not been a physical reproduction of the beloved card game. I'm not sure that's true, to be honest. With announcements last week that the Witcher game, codenamed Project Polaris, has entered full-scale production, and we now saw the Witcher 4 trailer. Next year is set to be a big year for the Witcher franchise. As part of this, Gwent has been made available for physical tabletop gamers for the first time and has full support from the video game developers CD Projekt Red. The game comes with over 400 cards and a playmat replicating the full experience of Gwent's iteration within The Witcher 3. It includes several variants for casual play through to recognized tournament rules for stricter competition settings. I want to play a physical Gwent competition right now. I can guarantee you I will be covering on this channel physical Gwent competitions. For those of you that follow me from... Let me finish this. Rob Trout's marketing manager for Hatchet Board Games has said, Gwent is the biggest game within a game in media history. After a 10-year wait, we are proud to be working alongside No Loading Games to bring this beloved game to tabletops in a stunning package. Whether it's a souvenir for fans of Geralt and his adventures or a game for competitive card game enthusiasts, Gwent will be one of the hottest games for 2025. It's going to be available to retailers in Q3, and Hatchet Board Game UK are now taking pre-orders, and recommended retail price will be £44. A US release will retail at $40, so pretty affordable. Honestly, you get a playmat, you get 400 plus cards, and they're all standard size. You get this little pack potentially as well if you do the right things. So there's going to be more information released as we go, and I will be continuing to cover all of that. So if you're excited for Gwent the Legendary card game, make sure you subscribe for the channel. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's going to be a complete disaster having both players have 100 spies on each side? Or is this what you've been waiting for? Is this what you've been looking for? For those of you that follow my previous Gwent the Witcher card game content, worth noting, I am actually going to be doing a few streams over Christmas celebrating Gwent and catching up, because I've missed the game quite a bit, And if you're wondering what I've been up to, I do have a new YouTube channel where I do Disney Lorcana, which is a physical card game, which is why I'm so excited now that I have a physical version of Gwent, because I'm very much in the sphere of TCGs. And while this is not a TCG, the opportunity to film all this sort of stuff and produce amazing content for it is now something that I'm really experienced with and going to be ready to go as soon as it releases. So I am beyond excited for this. I think it's absolutely amazing. And I love also the fact that it is going to be that standard TCG size. So you're going to be able to buy a bunch of different sleeves of your choice and easily slip these cards in there to keep them nice and protected. Honestly, the press release here that mentions the competitive side of things and the fact that there's going to be 3 different difficulties is really, really making me quite excited and optimistic about the potential of this. So if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like and let me know if you're also as excited as I am for Gwent, the legendary card game. Let's go.